Welcome to you all watching from all over the world. I'm Ruvheneko and I'm here bringing you the very exclusive interview from Stunner, who we all know as, we know him as Stunner, but government name, Desmond Chideme. And I've been made to believe by a number of people that I've spoken to before this interview that when I interview this gentleman, I must be wary that I might be interviewing two different people. As we know, celebrities or artists have an inner person or an alter ego. And I've been made to believe that Stunner is Desmond's alter ego. So there might be different, maybe personalities that we might find when we have time with him this afternoon. But I'm not going to waste much more time. We're going to get right into it. Those of you that are streaming live, I know you're live on Facebook via the page Ruvheneko, live on Instagram as well. The page is also Ruvheneko, and via on Twitter, which is Ruvheneko P. So you have all those platforms, and we also have a bigger platform, courtesy of Zimbo Live TV. So all those platforms are available to you to get this interview live and exclusive as we go right through it. So, Stunner.
Hi.
Dades.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank
you for coming. Thank you for being here. Now, I understand that you have an alter ego. Am I interviewing two people today or no?
Well, seeing the nature of why we're here, I guess, you might as well say two people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what made you decide to speak up?
Well, I've never really wanted, I'm not the type that comes out with stuff from home and put it out there, but again, with the nature of everything, just being quiet and me trying to continue with being the person that I am, giving people the humor on Snapchat, and doing all that, people start thinking I'm not caring about what's going on. But
right.
At the end of the day,
because you were kind of ridiculing it, yeah.
I wasn't ridiculing it. That is me. Maybe I want to be a comedian in a couple of months to come. So I can't stop working. I have to keep on working.
So that was what keeping you going.
That is work for me.
Yeah. And how are you feeling? It's been a lot since Thursday. It almost feels like it's been a month. I can only imagine what it's like for you. How are you really feeling?
Well, my life, I can't say. My life has just been one war after the other, so I just take each day as it comes. With okay, we've got something new. What do we do about it? Sun is gonna rise again. So. Yeah.
So the other thing is, Stunner, this is not the first time that your name has been associated with what I will term very loosely as mess, right? A few years ago, you were involved in a sex tape, right? And you have bounced back. You're still making your music. You're still you. You didn't crawl under a dark hole and hide. What is it with you and attracting this kind of drama?
I think in the other side of me is always doing something so well, such that I think it's just one of those things I have to realize that I have this big spotlight on me, in the sense that if I do anything or if I behave like a dog and if I feel like I want to relieve myself, it's probably going to be out there and it'll be something big.
Right.
I really need to get to the realization that I am that big as much as everybody else wants to say, so
you've got a lot of haters.
It's not haters as such, but it's a thing with Zimbabweans. I'm going to say Zimbabweans because I've seen other countries supporting themselves, supporting their own.
Right.
So they never really want to say, you know what, Stunner, you are what we have, we're going to support you, and blah, 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 blah. So anything that I do, if they just feel it's negative, they've got this thing, they want him down. The same thing they've been doing, Talkie Vibes. They try to do it with Japres. As soon as somebody's up there, with something, so they
but
do
that's
that.
Zimbabweans. This is your personal life. I mean, a sex tape is personal between two
Oh,
people.
they get
the
into
current
everything.
drama that you're here for is between two people. So that's got nothing to do with the media or the public. We just feed off what you give us. It's like you give us a reality show every 3 to 4 years, and it's out there, and all we need to do is consume it. Do you use that for publicity?
Maybe 3 to 4 months, actually. So I just, there's always something happening in my life.
Right. So do you use it for publicity, or is it just stuff that happens?
Things happen, but I just don't let them get into my life, affect me, sit at home, grow a beard and say, oh my God, this has happened. Like Nas said, it was written, it was to come. So if it happens, God is in control. He knows what he wants to do with it. So I just have to go with it.
And you realize that a lot of what you do and the ramifications of them don't just affect yourself. As much as, like you said, you're big. That's a perception you have of yourself as an artist, as a celebrity.
Not just myself. I was trending number 2 on Twitter in the world.
When?
So I have to agree.
With this drama?
I was behind the Global Awards.
What with this drama?
With this drama. So,
So you,
it's not about telling
but did you
myself.
trend, or was it your drama that trended? Do you
name
see there's a
Stunner- the
difference?
name-
Does
yeah.
that mean your music? Does that mean your artistry? Or does that
My
mean
music-
the name
my,
Stunner?
My music is now playing in Ghana and Nigeria. I got my manager here. We just got a couple of calls. They asked for emails and links and everything. So
So it's true what they say. There's nothing like bad publicity. This has been good for you.
Bad publicity is bad publicity, but it's probably how you then wing it, because what you want is for people to know you're out there.
Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, so in light of all this controversy, it has had a ripple effect on your career. Like you said, you're now noted in other countries, and you were number 2 trending on Twitter. But I want to ask you more personally. When I said to you, how are you feeling? I was hoping you'd give me a more emotive and personal response. But what you do and everything that happens in your life doesn't just affect you. Mm-hmm. There is a woman involved. In fact, a number of women involved. There is your family, right? Your direct and immediate family. Mm-hmm. How does everything you do impact on the people around you and your children? How does that impact them? Because we've talked about Stunner.
In a very sad way, I'd love to say I know how they feel, but the honest truth is that I do not know. And sometimes I get it wrong because I expect them to feel a certain kind of way because I've been doing this, and I try and tell them, no, don't go on social media, don't do this, don't do that, because it's something that I've trained myself. And the honest truth is that I do not open any social platforms when things like this happen. But family and friends, like right now, there's the immediate family, my wife's family, or rather the person in question, Linda's family. Mm-hmm. Right now they're very distraught. They don't understand what's going on because they keep getting calls and everything. And I'm really, really sorry for what's been going on. I've been picking up calls and calling the immediate family members that I know, that I speak with personally, and trying to apologize. I said, this is what's going on. I'm trying to fix it, and hence why we're here. And as for my family, like which is my mother and brothers, I'd love to think by now they understand. And my mom, she's always like, when this is done, come home and we talk about it. Because I've spoken with them like, this is the life that I'm in. Atia Mariwa Murucha. It's bound to happen. And for the kids, it's really sad because, we have 2 grown-ups and 1 kid that's 6. My stepson. Mm-hmm. So I'm really worried about him because all he gets to see is the shouting. He doesn't really know why we're shouting because no one is told.
And those are formative years of a child.
Yes.
I mean, that's bound to impact him and how he views marriage or relationships, or men and women. Men
and women, actually, because the only language he's going to understand is screaming. You can never speak on a level. So that affects a whole lot of people. And even my fans, actually, I've had a couple of fans texting me and like, everyone is bashing us, Mashak. What should we do? What should we say? Say something more, because they're thinking we're about to go to war. But I'm like, they're thinking
chill. They're about to go to war, as in your sharks wanted to stand behind you.
Yes,
and
they
saying,
do want to stand
we need
behind
to stand
me
with you in this?
And I would love for them to stand behind me or stand with me.
Right. So we continue our conversation with Desmond Chideme, known as Stunner, right? And before that, we were having quite a sensitive conversation when I was asking him about how this impacts his children and people around him, his family, not just himself. So Des, let's get right into this issue now, right? The reason you're here today is because of the most recent incidents with you and your wife, Olinda. Are you and Olinda officially married regarding the Marriage Act in Zimbabwe? Are you married with a 511, and are you married traditionally?
We're married traditionally. I'm not really sure about the laws and everything, but yeah, we are.
Right.
Hence, that is why all that was going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are traditionally married, not legally married. No, is it not? You don't have a court marriage. You don't have a court wedding.
No papers have been signed.
No papers have been signed. So right now, we want to understand your side of the story. All along, we have watched numerous videos, highlights, read posts about her feelings toward you and how you have wronged her.
Where was everybody? Where was the one? I'm just there. I'm in England. I am working day in and day out in the Chishanda, thinking I'm building for my family, thinking I've got a husband and I've got kids to look after. And what do I get in return? What do I get in return? You guys do not understand the depth of kurwadziwa kwangu. Nobody understands the pain in my heart.
What we want to hear from you today, Stunner, is your side of the story. Starting from Thursday, what incited Olinda to take her phone and go to the world and tell them how much you hurt her?
What incited her? I can't say I have an idea. Just I know as much as everybody else knows. I had to be told. Like I said,
That
before,
can't be true.
It's
You
actually,
know as much as everybody knows?
It's actually really true because I
All
had to
right,
be told.
Stana, level
Yeah.
with me. All right, level with me. And your life has been put on a public platform. All right. Hatisikukumbira kupinda magumbezi enyu. There are certain things you've already shared with us, and from what we know, let us know what happened the day that she went on her phone. You obviously know more than us.
That's where I'm going,
Right.
and you'll understand.
Right.
What she was talking about is apparently one of my very close friends, and
Who's that?
When I say very close, I mean like really close, because I have a group chat that has, I think, maximum 8 people.
Right.
Right. One of those 8 people, so I'm not going to say it's people in the States or what, because this person is actually close.
You know who this person is?
I know who the 8
Who is
people
it?
in my group are. But so this person came up to her and said, Des is talking A, B, C, D, said this in a group. And with group chats, and knowing me and my friends, we could say something like, shada drubawa, takazuna chicha chakadaiso. And if such information is given to the wife or to the girlfriend, they can get it anyhow they want to get it.
So did she get false information?
She got information which she got into, but now the unfortunate thing
Did
is
she get
that
false information?
the unfortunate thing is that the person in question actually existed, and this person had existed as a friend.
Okay, pause. Who was the friend that told your wife these things?
We still do not know.
Okay, and I'm asking, the things that your wife was told, were they all true?
Not all of them.
Okay, so tell us your side of the story. What are the parts that are true?
Right.
Because we know what she said, but what is your side? What's your truth?
The thing is, I'm not here to say I'm correct, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually here to say, yes, what she said was true. And yes, I'm not going to say, like all the other men, we do this. Well, no, it's not a norm of all the other men. But I had a slight lack of common sense, and I made a mistake.
You cheated on your wife.
That's what happened.
Once?
Right.
Was it an ongoing relationship? Is it ongoing?
She even spoke with the person. It was that one time she asked what she asked, and I'm not the one to get out of the house and then give the public information and that. But I'm happy because she spoke with the person in question, and they gave each other answers and everything. So I'm only here to say, yes, it happened. Right? You get me? But I'm not saying, because we're men, because we're this and that. No, I'm not saying that.
You're not justifying it.
I'm not justifying myself. Right. I'm not. But I'm here to say, because every time I try to say, look here, I'm sorry, blah, 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 and tempers still come up. And she said, you know what? I don't believe you're sorry. The people you care about are the people out there, the people that are watching us right now. So if you're saying you're sorry, why don't you go to those people? And, I went out there, I ridiculed you, and I said all sorts, and I know I could have fought and said, hey, then I'm just Namosha. Like, what are you doing? And all fights. And I was like, okay, she's angry.
Right.
And when people are angry, they say a whole lot of things. And kana uchituka munhu, akuna kutuka kunonzi kuri nani. You can't say kuti ndikutuka munhu ndoda kumutuka zviri nani or ndikurova munhu ndoda kumurova zviri nani. You say all sorts. You say vanazodai so uri muroi chichi azvire kuti munhu anzi muroi. Because I guess you were going to ask me, but there's also a voice note that's going around. It's
Before we get there, you said you're sorry. Are you sorry that you cheated on your wife, or are you sorry that your wife found out that you cheated on her?
For her finding out, that's not being sorry. That's being very afraid.
You're afraid.
I'm sorry that I did the act. Why I did it, I'd have to explain to her, because that's between me and her.
Right, of course.
Right, because
Okay.
by me trying to tell the people, it's like I'm looking for an excuse, a way out.
Right.
But I'm not looking for a way out.
Right.
I
Okay.
can only tell her.
Sure. And
Yes.
tell us about the apology she then made the next day. How did that come about?
When that happened, she came to the realization, this was the second time of her going live on Facebook. I'm like, look, this is what you're doing. Really, it doesn't make any sense.
Even though you were wrong.
Even though I was wrong, I was like, it doesn't make any sense. If you keep doing this, you have a whole lot at stake here. I'm a musician. I've been in worse situations.
So why didn't you make the apology? Because
No,
technically you were
listen,
still wrong.
She
had a reason to be upset.
She did not apologize for all that. She apologized for how she had reacted.
Okay, saying that she dealt with this without all the facts, but in her message that she wrote, she insinuated that she wrongly accused you. She wrongly accused you,
like
sorry.
I said before, she spoke with the person in question.
Right.
Right.
And things were clarified.
Things were clarified, and whichever conclusion we reached, it's still an in-house thing.
Correct.
But the way she had dealt with it, she felt like, okay, it was a little bit too much, because I'm going to be honest. You guys have known me for 15 years. I've known my wife for close to or just about a year. Right.
Really?
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Right.
You've known her for a year.
So you all can't think to wardrobe young say she's been buying it prior to our marriage, or iron head what and what not.
Headboards and cars and all of that.
And I'm not saying that was wrong what she did. She was angry, she's justified. Even now, to come here and or anything, I wouldn't hit her back.
Right.
I don't hit women. I would never hit my wife.
So what then happened for her to then explode again on Facebook the following day?
The following day, because she felt like, I wasn't coming out and saying, okay, this is me, because I refuse to go on Facebook. She's like, no, go live, talk. I'm like, I don't do this. I have my ways to do things like this.
What did she discover that day that inflamed things again? Because it seemed you had reconciled, you went on Snapchat, you posted videos, it looked like you were back together and things were going to be okay. And then she went and accelerated again.
The honest truth, and respectfully, as a man,
right?
I have things that I do with my work, right? So I go to the studio, I pay producers, I pay studio time, and all those things that I do. The unfortunate part, which is to some, it's a blessing, I happen to be with these women in power, or am I allowed to say that I have money?
You're allowed to, do you?
That I have money, it's not like that I have this, I don't know what you call it, manuscript. I'm like, nah, poor, rich, yeah, poor, rich. I'll get with that.
You surround yourself with powerful, influential, wealthy people.
I think that's what I am. I only try and be on my level, because if I was not on that level, they would not be with me.
Wow.
I have worked for my name, and I feel my name is worth something.
So while we're talking about finances, right, let's clarify a few things, because Olinda said a lot, and she made a lot of accusations. You've admitted to cheating on your wife, which is fine. And again, none of our business really, none of this really is, but you've made it our business, right? A lot of us took this personally, especially the first video. I know it touched a lot of women deeply, myself included, actually. I felt for her. As much as I know you personally, Desmond, that did not sit well with me that first day. And I know many women took a very strong position against you, which is fine. But now let's understand the fact, as we said, this is your story today, right? On the issue of finances and her claiming that she is the reason you are what you are, the cars you drive, the clothes you wear, everything that the phones you give girlfriends, she made a lot of accusations. Is Olinda your keeper? Are you a kept man who's taken care of by a wealthier woman?
I'm going to say, in our marriage, she makes the most.
She's the breadwinner.
No, she's not the breadwinner. Bread is only $1.
Oh, okay.
I get what you're saying.
wrap up I'm a lyrics
I'm just telling you in the sense that, listen, when you agree to marry someone,
right,
you look at a person and this person says to you, will you marry me?
Right.
That is the question.
That's the question you asked her.
That is the question. So you calculate that in your head, or even you calculate whether you're on 100 and he's on 20. What you have done is you have seen this person level with you.
Right.
Because if you have not seen that person level with you, you're not even supposed to be with that person.
So you saw yourself on the same level as Olinda, Muchitanga?
I'm on the same level with whoever I choose to be with.
Okay, but you said that she makes more than you financially in the home now.
It is just money at the end of the day, and it really doesn't matter, because right now...
So, okay, on paper, and the term breadwinner means that she is the one that brings the most bread into the home, even though bread is $1. You can say, "Mese muri 2, 1, 2, 3, go, and I'm not tenga chingwa, ni mari am no earner." She'll come back with more, being the breadwinner.
Yes.
Right. So she's the breadwinner in the home, and she is... So everything that she said in her video, telling us all that she bought the cars you drive, she bought the phone that you gave to a girlfriend, is all that true?
It's not cars that we drive, right? I crashed my car.
Yes, we're aware.
Right. Actually, 2 cars. They're being fixed.
How do you, okay. That's a story for another day.
Anyway, that's a story for another day. And the car in Crescent that she spoke about first. I mean, you guys, you all put likes and praises when you hear Beyonce about Jay-Z, a jet plane and what, you're all happy. But when my wife gets me a car for my birthday, it's a big story. I could have chose to get like a cell phone or even a notepad.
Okay.
Y'all wouldn't have known about that. So that, if you want to count presents, please, like even now it's raining outside. If my wife is watching, I'd love for her to get me a jacket, which is not this one because I don't want to mess this blazer up. Please, can you go buy me another jacket? I don't mind if my wife buys me stuff. Even if she buys me a house, it's going to be Valentine's soon.
So you wouldn't mind a house for Valentine's
I wouldn't
Day?
mind a house for Valentine's Day.
Would you be able to buy her the same thing?
I'll be able to get her nails fixed. Like right now, she's at the salon. She's at the salon. She's getting her nails fixed. A lot of women are in that
Okay.
salon, and she's in there. She's like, my husband said, I need to get my nails fixed.
Right.
That is priceless. You can never walk around and see someone's bank account.
Right.
That's impossible.
Okay. No, fair enough. So your music career, right, which is what we all know you for, is your primary source of income.
Yep.
Do you do anything else besides music?
I do other things that I would not like to disclose.
Okay.
Yeah.
No kia.
Yeah, you can say that.
We're Zimbabwean, and it's not something. It's not a
But
crime at all.
yeah, I know.
Things are hard. You know, many
Yeah,
people don't even
I'm
own
not-
property.
I'm not
you
going to
know?
disclose that, but
Yeah.
what I do for the past 15 years has been able to take care of my mother, my daughter,
Right.
and other relatives, and myself as well. And I'll have you know, I had been staying in Avondale, like a 2-story apartment, which I left to go stay in Greendale because my family had gotten bigger.
Right.
Not because I couldn't stay there anymore.
Right. I understand.
Right. So now, when all this happened, I have 3 kids. I have a wife. There's me. Now we have a maid that has to come over. My place had to be bigger.
Right.
So
Okay.
y'all can understand that. If you can understand, but throughout all this, I'm not gonna say. People are thinking I'm out here to bash my wife. Like she came and she said blah 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 blah. It's okay. She's justified. That's what I want to put out there first. Like she's justified. It's okay. She can do that. She could. My car that's getting fixed right now, she could go and crash the windscreen right now. I'd still say, my wife, it's okay. But when you feel bad, fix that windscreen. So,
All right. So now,
yeah.
what's your totem? Munoyerachi.
Can I not say?
Why? It's an identity thing in our
Ndoka
country.
muroyeru kwaunoita munhu aida kuroya kanoteketera
So you feel vanhu vanoda kukuroya.
those that need to know, they'll know. Or they know already.
If anyone knows Stunner's totem, please let us know on any of our platforms. There's a reason I'm asking. We'll get to it at the end when we come to your comments. Please do send your comments, your questions, your thoughts. We're going to give the last part of this interview to you. This is why we chose to make it live, to make sure that you get to exhaust any questions that you have around this issue. It's always a big deal when something is trending, as you said, number 2 on Twitter. And we want to address it so that it can be put to bed by the end of this interview. So please do send all your questions, and hopefully there won't be any gray areas left. A lot of people were criticizing earlier, saying, typhoid outbreak, sure. Nyika ino inema problems. And the truth is, we agree with that. But it doesn't mean that news is not news, right? That's why newspapers have different pages, right? There's a headline story, there's a sports section, there's an entertainment section. So that's what we do, right? That's what we do as current affairs hosts, as journalists. We cover everything. So do let us know your thoughts and comments. We'll get to them right at the end. Okay, so back to you, Des. Stunner, Des, not sure which to address you as. But you keep referring to Olinda as my wife. Your current situation, are you still with her? And is the plan to stay with her after all this?
Well, we woke up in the same bed.
That doesn't answer my question.
How else can you be with somebody
Okay.
if you're in the same bed and in the same shit? So all these things that people are saying, it is just unfortunate that I'm in the huge public eye, right? That people want to blow everything out of proportion. And we have those that really think, oh, without the wife, he's going to be nothing, right? And they're so happy and they're the loudest. Because if everyone is listening, and the people that are listening out there, you know how Zimba say. I know big people, I know people in government that are staying in their wives' houses, and it's cool, it's okay.
Right.
Like, I'm going to encourage Nyangwe, boys, please don't hate your wives because she makes more. You are the same. This is 2017. Right? I am with her. If things don't go well after this interview or next week something happens, triggers something, and she says, you know what, I'm really not cool with this, I'm going to go, then that would be that. But right now, I'm going to go back home and I'm the one that's going to cook because I don't think she's too cool with me like that. So I'm the one that's going to be doing the cooking, but still I am going home.
I spoke to her earlier today because I like to speak to everyone involved.
Okay, I don't know.
And I'll tell you what she did say about cooking for you, Olinda, if you'll allow me. She said, you know what, Ruvheneko, I love my husband and I want to be with my husband. And I might put a bit too much salt in his food from time to time. I might burn his favorite shirt, but I want to be with my husband. Those are words from your wife. So from what we're seeing, and you know, Zimbabweans get quick to latch onto stories. And a lot of us laughed at ourselves when we all caught feelings about the first video on the first day, only to find an apology and a Snapchat video of two people in bed. At the end of the day, and we've all learned a lesson that don't get involved in people's stories. And in the next 5 minutes, we're going to be taking your comments live and your questions, because the rest of this interview, as I said, belongs to you. So 5 minutes, we'll be taking your comments through. But Stana, as we watch the videos, a lot of things again were projected. One of them was that you think that Olinda is suicidal. Is she? And how did you diagnose that?
Well, she had the pills. I mean, so it's just my assumption. Like,
what pills were those? I mean, you live in the same house. They could have been anything. They could have been
in the heat of
of
everything else. You know, like I said before, so I was just in person. You know, like besides your what? Oh. And I even said good and Chada, but I'm still there.
You said Andichada.
Yeah.
You had broken up with her. Osaka, you were angry. Mukatuka mkadzi wenyu muchiti andichakuda.
I had that thing, you know, but then, you know, we there. So, and still, like I said, if anything is to happen next week or the week after or what, it would have been after I've gone home, we sit down and we talk about stuff. But right now, at this moment in time, we have people that are talking and people that are realizing I did wrong and then she did wrong. So I don't know which one is worse, but we still have to talk and we are talking.
So she's not crazy?
Is she?
I'm asking. It's a question.
No, I don't think so. If she was crazy, she wouldn't be at home.
And she's not suicidal? Or anymore?
I don't think she's going to do that again.
Because she said you made her that way. I remember her quote in the video. She said, "You're calling me suicidal. You made me like this."
I don't think there's going to be another episode of anything like that. I don't think it's going to happen.
You've got your house in check. And you've got things under control.
I've got things under control. I'm taking charge. This is my first time talking about this right now. So I'm taking charge and I'm trying to get things back in control. But
so while you're in control, so that this doesn't happen again, and I ask this on behalf of all women, and you could answer it in two ways. Number one, why did you cheat on your wife? Or number two, why do men cheat?
I'm not going to speak for men. Like, all men cheat because even though I have a whole lot of answers I could give you, but I can only speak for myself. You know, we in a, you see, this is going to lead you to want to ask me another question.
You don't know what I'm going to ask you.
Now, if I say this, then you probably have to ask me another question.
So answer it anyway.
But like I said before, when I get home and I've explained to my wife, and I think I'm the one, I owe her that answer. I don't owe the public.
As to why you did it?
As to why I did
it.
She'd probably understand better if I say to her.
I can totally respect that. Not a problem at all. One of my favorite comments was, some men said that what we go through with our wives is worse when we mess up. I think the only issue was that she took it to a public forum. You're not the first couple to fight. So I want to know from you what your thoughts are on the use of social media for this kind of dispute. Because like you said, it's not the first time your wife has done it. So why the use of social media for this? And what are your thoughts on that? The way she did it.
With the way she did it, I'm sure you know I've been through a whole lot. You know, throughout my career, I've been through a whole lot, and there's never, and I'll say never, a time I've come out and said, this is what happened, it was because of, and blah, 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 blah. I've always just kept on with my work, and I've just let stuff die down and stayed with my work, because truly, with respecting my fans that are out there, I do not owe my fans an explanation for what happens in my house.
Of course you do. You're a
No,
public figure,
I'm a
and
public
your house,
figure. I don't
your
belong to
house,
the public.
your
Wait,
house
wait.
took the story to the public.
Right. That's why I am here, and she is not here.
Yeah.
So she can explain why she took it to the public.
Okay.
I do not. As Stunner, I told you, you're sitting with two people.
Right.
Stunner will continue to give his fans good music. And when I say good music, I mean really good
And
music.
you're certain you still
I don't
have
care.
all your fans. You're certain they still respect you in the
I
same
am
way that
certain.
they did 2 months ago
I am certain.
or a week ago.
I'm certain you can never lose your real fans. And I've always said it. I'd rather perform for 2 loyal fans than perform for 1,000 that just want to see you go down. So if I have 2 fans right now,
That's enough for you.
I love them
because
so
they're
much.
loyal.
They are loyal fans. They understand that I'm human.
Right.
And I can make mistake. I do not have a USB in me that says go left and I'm just going to go left.
Right. Okay. I like that. I mean, vamwe vane mashak semi, vamwe masoja se vamwe, and fans are fans. So we'd like to hear from those fans. As I said, we're directing our attention to you now. But before we do that, one question about the latest song that you've just released with Knox. Was that song about Olinda or your relationship with her?
Those that follow me on Snapchat, right, on Snapchat, which is at Stanazim, or I think I even had the recording before all this. But when this happened, it's like a deja vu. This happens with me, right? Even when I say now we're just getting these awards and everything. Just last week I got 3 more awards. So in 2 months I'm on 7 awards now. So I mean, I don't know how this music thing works. And even before this story, I was talking to Junior Brown. I was telling him, I want to do a remix for Rodorwe Mari.
Okay.
So now if I do this remix, Mount Zion already has an instrumental from last week. Now if I release this song, people are going to say, oh, arikuimba zvakaitika. But I'm always hands-on with my work.
So the song is not about Olinda, long story short.
No.
Some comments, as I said, we're going to direct now. Excellent Dube says, have both families settled the matter?
When you say family, it's really vast. Because when you say family, you're talking about...
Your family that represents you, or Linda's family that represents her? Let's keep it simple.
It's in-house and it's going to happen. It still has to happen.
It's still ongoing.
It's still, I could get along with her.
I
but
believe
the
there was
families
a
could be angry.
Makaende Sambudzi, or you offered?
Yeah, I was supposed to go and, to her side. And
Right.
I really do need to apologize for everything that has happened.
That's happened to her.
Yeah.
All right. And then another question, Ranzina Tafa J. Stana Maria wakarora yanga iri yako ere, o wakapiwa na Olinda?
Yangeri yangu, that's why I have no car.
You invested in your wife,
I invested in my wife.
not in a set of wheels. But she then gave you wheels, so in fact, Raka Balansa. All right. And then we've got Kimberly Muchena who says, why aren't you wearing a ring? But I can answer that. You say you don't have a court wedding. But I suppose there's no harm in wearing a ring. You could actually put that there. Does it fit? Let's see if that one.
Until it goes on there, then yeah. But
All
right
right.
now, there's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then another question from Soneni Anza. You said you don't want to be with a suicidal person. So are you staying with her or are you leaving her?
We spoke about this, and personally, myself, if it's counseling, I'm going to need some counseling. She's going to need some counseling because we're not going to lie. This is a serious matter. What happened? So I'm willing to sit down and talk about this.
There's another issue that your wife brought up in her videos where she said she went for reconstructive surgery to make you happy because that you said you could not be with the fattest chick in the club. And I censor that delicately.
Now you can say it how you want to say it.
Kuseka warwitaga. It's like that that one yako kuseka kwakokuka and sukuona mushi.
No,
Please explain
see,
that.
That thing, first off, if people are listening anyway, I'm going to start off by saying there's a voice note that was made, right? Some guy talking about, Centurion, or that was not me. And I do not even have my drinks there at that place that the guy was mentioning. It is not my voice. I like to excuse myself from there.
No, people imitate people all the time.
Right.
I mean, I could tell that
No,
wasn't you.
I just want to
No,
do
sure.
that because you know what?
No.
At the end of the day, I am that guy that sang Daf Corera. My mom is bigger than
So you like
Olinda.
big women?
My mom is bigger than Olinda. My sisters are.
So you like big women?
I don't have a problem with big women, small women,
Right.
or anything
Okay.
women. One. But speaking with her,
So why did she go for reconstructive surgery?
Listen, this is a conversation that happened in the house.
Okay.
Right? Some of those things that I don't want to take out there to the people because they're just supposed to stay in the house. You see, in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, you see couples running. You see couples, they don't just wake up and say, now we're running. They had a conversation between themselves.
Right.
It is just unfortunate. I'll say it one more time. It is just unfortunate that my wife went out there and started saying everything to the people. Ruvheneko, I've been married for how long?
A year.
Customarily.
I don't know.
Right now, wait. Right now, if we were to break up, if you were with somebody for 3 months, you were if you were to break up with your husband and you've been married for 3 months, or even girlfriend, if you stay with her for more than a year, if you break up, she can go to court and get half of what's yours.
Right.
You know that, right? So her going around saying,
Can't be sure.
it's not my, it's ours.
Okay, you can justify it however you
It's
want.
not being justified.
The point is, wakaba baby phone.
Yangu.
Right. Baby rako kanauti phone yako.
Ndakapa unaweza I actually need a phone at that moment in time. The same way I have 4 other people that have phones.
So
for
you
me.
you bless people sometimes with the gifts that you're given. You sometimes just bless people.
If you need this and I feel I don't need it, I'll give you.
Wow. So, okay. This sounds like we're backtracking or even taking 10 steps back. I'm not going to take this further because I don't want to lose focus of what this conversation is about. You've already admitted what you admitted. And so I asked you to address something to your fans and the people that look up to you. You did already. And did he?
Yes,
the other people...
to my fans, like, honestly, I didn't really address anything to my fans. I mean, by now, I'm sure they follow me. We have a lot of ups and downs. But in the end, I get the job done. Right? And most of these issues, they're usually just personal issues. It's not like I come out like some people that curse at fans or do whatever. I've never done that. So with my fans, they know I get the job done. They say, dude, we want awards end of the year, I give them awards. We want a hit song, I give them a hit song. So I'm really sorry my fans have to be dragged into personal things that really do not need because what they just want is music.
Right. Okay.
And relatives, I'm
Hama dzako.
hama dzangu, whether ndize kumkadzi kana kuti hama dzangu inini. I am really sorry because you keep getting into all this and I apologize from the deepest depths of my heart. I apologize and I hope this does not happen again. And after we have that talk, when we get home or tagaris kwapasi and everything, and I'm just hoping we have a decision where everybody is happy and we move on with life. I would really love for that to happen. Who wouldn't want to be happy? I definitely want to be happy. But if we get to a decision where I'm not happy, she's not happy, and we have to go apart, again, to my fans, you have known Stana for the longest time. I've been able to take care of myself. I can take care of myself. Please do not worry.
Although he doesn't mind being taken care of by a woman.
I totally
He doesn't mind. It works too.
It works too.
That's good.
If you're my wife, please.
And he doesn't mind also taking care of you with his wife's money. He doesn't mind either. Because if you need something, he'll give it to you. I'm summarizing our conversation.
You're summarizing our conversation. It's okay.
And then the other thing, is in terms of apologies and people that I feel you should address, there is also the element of the people or the woman that was implicated by the wrong name calling, right? There was this woman in question.
Dion Chester.
I didn't want to say her name because I don't want to put her out there again because there's some people that didn't even know her name. But what would you say to someone like that? An innocent victim roped into this drama. Her life could have completely changed.
Actually, I think she's learned a lesson.
Oh.
That you do not play with social media like that because she put out a post and she was like, I am the other woman. That's what she did.
As a joke, yeah.
As a joke. But you can play with certain names. And like I said, I'm not going to assume that I am big in this country. And I'm not being cocky. But right now, I know that I can affect a lot of people, affect a lot of lives, and I've been the topic of discussion for 2-3 days now. So please.
But usazvikwidze ndege yemashanga ka because wataurwa Stana.
No,
it's not necessarily good. It's not necessarily good to be talked about like this sometimes.
The problem, no, it's not necessarily good, but I'm trying to address the issue that social media is there, but people are abusing it.
Right.
They do not know how to handle it.
Sure.
Don't just comment because you feel you have bundles.
Sure.
Right? Because sometimes someone says something really smack at me, and I feel like I want to reply. Then you open profile picture and you're like, really? Is this the person that's saying this to me? Sometimes just read it. Laugh if you have to laugh. And then you don't have to comment on everything.
Right.
Because now she commented on this. People started getting at her. So I don't think I owe her an apology. In fact, she should apologize to the people that she did what she did.
Sure. All right, well, that's clear. And to all the women that perhaps thought that Stunna is now on the market in light of this, can you clarify that?
Oh, thank you for saying that. I'm not bragging when I'm saying this, but I'm going to address all the women that are texting me right now. Trust me, I have enough the text in my phone.
Maybe give the phone back to Muridzi, and she can answer for you.
Women, no, that one is not hers.
Okay.
And this whole talk about bring back my car or what, everybody knows I am not driving.
Right.
I wasn't driving. I'm not a licensed driver. I am not driving.
Okay.
So I wasn't out there driving anything.
Sure.
I got my manager there. He drives me.
Sure.
These women, I've been thinking you're all compassionate and you're feeling for another woman and everything. But I have women buzzing my phone. Hi, I am who? Hey, can we exchange pictures? And well, I'm not trying to get your pictures. I don't want this. So you all can act like you're pissed off. I have people that are known. They're texting me, Ruvheneko, right? Saying, hey, if you ever need to talk. No, I don't need to talk with you.
One of the comments that came on Facebook from Nomathemba Ndebele was, Stunna, you hurt one woman, you've hurt all of us. What would you say to women? Because a lot of your fans are women. So what would you say to them?
To all the women out there, right? I don't know if I said before or after. Like I've been saying, I'm sure I didn't give you all the answers that you wanted. I've just been saying, you know what? I've explained.
And you don't have to. You answer to one woman, Stunna.
I'm saying, I've explained to my wife, and I will keep explaining to her until she gets it. Maybe it'll be up to her. Maybe if she has a genuine thing and she'll put this big picture of me saying, no, my husband or whatever. But the feminists that are out there, right? I think they really need to look at both sides, because I start seeing them saying, we're going to boycott his show and what. But I want to say thank you very much if you actually considered to come into the show. But now you want to boycott this show because of what you think happened, not because of the facts that you have.
No, but you've explained the facts. The
Right.
fact is you hurt your wife, and that's all they care about.
Nobody in all that happened, I never put a hand on my wife. That should mean something.
You put a hand on her heart, which is worse.
I'm getting somewhere.
Which is worse.
I'm getting somewhere. I never left the house, which is where the heart is. I stayed in the house to work things out, to say, look, my wife, this is what it is. It's like A, B, C, D, E. So if I didn't care for women, if I didn't care for her, I'd have been like, ndezve kwako ndakapfeka mabhegi ndichenza kuti pamwe ndichanze alright dzoka ichi but nangosiwa ndichipfeka mabhegi angu. So I did all that, but I'm still in the house. I'm still going to go back and everything, and now look, I got tears in my eyes. Please, boy.
Are those real tears?
I have this.
Why are you tearing up? Why are you tearing up?
Because this is crazy.
It is.
The way she reacted, and maybe I didn't react or whatever, but on the real, people should just get out of my life. That's what I want. I just try and do music.
Yeah.
That's all I've been doing. I don't know why people have to hate me. Because I'm saying I'm a number one moon. I'm saying I'm a kumbirashi. But Zimbabweans hate me. And I know that for a fact. I know friends that I hang with that hate me. But I talk with them because at the end of the day, I need to talk with someone.
Right.
In my house and everything,
It's okay.
So all this that is happening, you asked me if I still love my wife. I said yes. I'm saying yes because I'm trying to think there's hope. But the honest truth is that I'm hurt. I've been married before. My wife wronged me and I wronged her, but no one knows about it. Not even my mother knows why I broke up with my first wife.
Right.
I don't know how my mom feels about my wife right now. Because zvakaita kubuda ashandisa zita kwachideme. Ndakutonga zvonzi inini I've gained so much. Not munhu atenga boots za $25. Hazvina chazvinoshamisira. I'm still out here. I'm wearing clothes that I bought and I'm looking good.
Right.
if she's listening, this was never about talking about. I have a lot that I could say. Maybe that's why I'm tearing up. I have a lot. But I won't, because I'm thinking, when I saw her. I chose a wife. I didn't choose munhu Facebook. Ukuthi achazoita ma-lights on, nichazoposa up a red carpet. I chose a wife. I thought to myself, this is my time to settle down. I'm really angry is an understatement. Kuti, she went on Facebook. No one does that.
Right.
I've cancelled a lot of people. Even on Snapchat, it's never. Trust me, if she had packed her bags out at Buddha, sorry. But for what she did, I can't say sorry to her because she took revenge.
Right. Successfully, clearly, because it's hurt you. And her going out there was intended to hit you where it hurts.
Intended to hit me. This is we're at war in my house, and I'm still trying to fight to say, look, we are here. I want this to work. To all these feminists that you're talking about, this action, which took our woman because maybe you got this money and what. This is what will make Murumano of Greystone Park about Kokumbaruga Garam Dishirezenge. Because Arunzi Baba Mawea, Baba Makadi. Because now you think, yeah, I've got this. Now you tell me, it's not even supposed to be like that.
Right. Right.
You all don't like me, you don't like my music, it's okay. But let me do what I do. I'm not doing it for you. I have 5 people out there that care about what I sing. Let me just sing for them,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this place, go home. Whatever happens, happens. But honestly speaking,
I think you've definitely said a lot. I think on that note, I don't want to add any more. I think it's very clear that emotions have been struck from both sides. And we are not here, Stana, Olinda, we're not here to play judge or jury. It's, as we said, an issue that was put in our face. And it's something we reacted to, whether we felt for you, whether we felt for Olinda, or just as people. There's things that happen that we cannot ignore. And because you're a public figure, you're a celebrity, you're somebody that people respect and know. And this has happened. And so like we said, we're not here to judge the situation. But what I do hope for everybody watching this today, that we can put this issue to bed and let the two of them handle it in their home. Hakuna imba isina gonzo, hapana musha isina gonzo. And at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So I hope that this does answer every single question that's out there regarding the private lives of these two people. Sometimes we forget that they're people. So we're going to close off on that note. And thank you very much for giving us your time, Desmond and Ruvheneko. And it has been a pleasure being able to host this very important social conversation right now. So thank you for your time, and we'll be back with more. 2017 is a big year. We'll be good. So be good, and if you can't be good, be safe.